You're watching Every Day's a Saturday, USCC veteran. Let's go, baby. And here's your host, Brian.
What's going on, friends and family? You guys are watching Every Day's a Saturday with your host, me, myself, and I, Brian Roof. Hey guys, I am here at a community event, and we're trying something a little bit new, taking this on the, out into the community and trying to talk to people. What we're doing here today is we're handing out hundreds of Thanksgiving dinners to hundreds of veteran families, or even maybe a family member of someone who had, passed away. They're trying to help out the community, and I'm here to just kind of capture a little bit of this moment. I'll be, bringing in some local vets to sit here and have a chat with, and we'll go ahead and, get this road on, get the show on the road, if I can talk. And you know what, this is my first time doing something like this on the road, so to say I'm a little nerve-wracked might be an understatement, but I will be showing some pictures and stuff of all the things that we're doing. And once again, I appreciate you guys, and stand by. We'll be having some interviews right now. All right, friends and family, I'm here with one of my first guests, a local veteran. He's here to talk a little bit about himself. He's a badass Marine himself, and he's going to let us know what made him join the Marine Corps, talk a little bit about the Marine Corps, man, and, what you do when you got out, and kind of what you got going on now, man.
Well, what I'm going on now, okay, I'm getting some service-connected stuff because of the incident that happened in Iraq when I first got going in 1990, and that's...
So you were part of Desert Storm, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, Desert Storm, yes, and then I wanted to go in the military, and I couldn't get in the Air Force, so this is the first year when I got out of high school, I couldn't make it, so after another year later, tried again, and didn't make it to get in the Air Force, so they said, hey, you qualified to go in Marine Corps. I said, wait a second. Marine Corps? If I go in the Marine Corps, could I go in the Air Force? And he goes, yes, you can. You can switch afterwards. He goes, oh, all right, good deal. So I decided to go do that. So, well, unfortunately, after 4 or 5 years of it, I end up going to Iraq and then get injured. Well, there goes my Air Force. But at least in the end, I look back and say, hey, you know what? I served. At least I served some capacity. Now today I'm helping others how to get some benefits and how to help others, just paying it forward. That's what I do now.
That's great, man. That's, what I think a lot of us try to do when we finally, I think there's a little bit of a time when we get out and we kind of lose that connection, but eventually I feel like we all kind of find our way back to it. So now, when you went to the Marine Corps, what was your job?
I was a radio operator.
Okay, nice.
It's like waving an antenna. Here I am.
Yeah, man. Well, I was a supply dude, and I actually was in 2000 to 2004, part of Operation Iraqi Freedom, and so I went back over there after you, man. I mean, a little bit, quite a few years later. So wow. But yeah, so what brings you here today? Are you out here, grabbing yourself a turkey dinner?
Yeah, that's one of the guys here, John from AARB, brought it up and said, hey, there's an event of this. And I thought, wow, turkey for free, just for veterans, for free. Why don't we all just come here? Right here at this place. Wow, this is a good thing that for every Thanksgiving we come together and meet other veterans. So those that, no matter which branch you are invited for free turkey.
That's and that's amazing. And I hope that other communities can start grabbing onto these kind of things.
Right.
And that's kind of one of the things that these podcasts are for, to try to get it out there to everybody else, to kind of see all the great things that other communities are doing, other nonprofits are doing.
Yes.
So that way we can get others involved.
Yes.
Because we're losing too many fellow veterans out there by way of suicide and things like that. So anything we can do to help to kind of alleviate the problem by even giving them a meal bill where they don't got to go pay. You know, I mean, nowadays with the way the grocery prices are and stuff, you're talking over $100 easy for a Thanksgiving meal. So
Right, and I really thank these Vietnam veterans. They help give us benefits, and some of them, like as you said earlier, at least almost half of them, the Vietnam veterans have passed away to that Agent Orange. That is really devastating, and they need to be compensated, and I hope they can be compensated before they pass away. And this is a good thing. What they do is thank every veteran over here at this event.
100%, and that's probably one of the biggest groups that I'm most appreciative as Vietnam veterans. Very mistreated on coming home, and a lot of them are almost ashamed of their service to this day, to where they don't want to go out there. But it's good to see the ones that when I see them, I make sure I definitely go up and say thank you so much, welcome home type stuff. They didn't really get that when they came home.
Yeah, that's right.
And so, I hope that every veteran out there gets that feeling of, being appreciated for their services, because, it's a huge commitment, as you know. And, I mean, you got hurt while you served as well. I thank you so much for your service, by the way. And what's your name again?
I am Bert.
Bert.
Yeah.
All right, well, Bert, Semper Fi, brother, and I thank you so much for coming on and talking a little bit, and we'll be showing this soon, and hopefully you'll check it out.
Okay, good. Thank you.
All right, brother. We'll see you, man.
All right. Super rock.
All right, so this event is super cool. It is awesome that they're doing this. Here in my local community, I'm here in Lancaster, California at Wayside Church. It's over by 10th Street West in Lancaster. And, this is a great event where they're handing out hundreds of Thanksgiving dinners to veteran families or family members. It's, just to support them, to give them an opportunity that, like I said, the guest earlier, with the grocery prices extremely high right now. It is any little help that anybody can get, that's what we need to do. And we're hoping that, I'm hoping at least that, by showing these kind of things, that other communities can get along and start helping out our veterans, helping out others, that are in need. We got to start coming together as a community and start helping each other instead of tearing each other down. And, there's a lot of that going on in the world. But, this is a beautiful thing to watch. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like a lot of people are taking advantage of this opportunity. I do see that there's quite a few turkeys just sitting over there laying around. I know that they try to get the word out as much as they can, but, the veteran community sometimes can be a tricky community. And, I'm going to be starting to see a little bit more of this as I go out into the community, because that's something that I'm trying to do for this upcoming year. Is I would like to get myself more involved in my local community, see how I can help, see the thing, just to see the trouble areas that maybe we need a little bit more help. Also, another thing that I am kind of noticing as I'm sitting here, we tend to seem like we're lacking the younger generation of veterans, the ones that are just getting out to, even middle-aged. A lot of these are, quite older veterans, which that's okay, but I feel like, some of the younger veterans, we got to start getting them out here as well. Some of these things are, it's important for us to start bridging the gap. This is something that I missed out on a lot as a younger veteran, and this is a great way to kind of keep connected too with your community, with your veteran community, all the people that you live around and pass by day to day. You never know who served until you kind of get these events up. So it's really awesome to kind of come here and see this. And like I said, there's quite a few here. I'll be showing some video throughout this as well, so that you guys can see for yourself, all the people that showed up. And this is a great thing. Like I said, everybody here is just chilling. Even some of the vets that are coming through and getting things can be done before they walk out there, gathering, kind of chatting with each other. So it's really great to see that camaraderie building up with everyone again. And it's just, like I said, I hope we can get more communities to kind of get behind these type of things. What are your local communities doing out there for veterans? Do you know what they're doing? And, maybe if you don't know, maybe it's a good opportunity to start looking or even provide that to your community as well. But you know what? We're going to go ahead and see if we can get ourselves any more guests. Sometimes it's hard to get people behind the camera, especially just showing up to an event. Some of them are just kind of here to grab and go, and some of them just want to communicate, without being behind the camera. But we'll see if we can get some more veterans over here and see if we can get some more interviews. But we'll see you guys and take a quick break. Alrighty. All right. So I'm going to give you guys a little look at what I'm looking at over here. So as you can see over to the left, where you kind of see a lot of people gathered, that's where they're handing out the turkey meal to the families. As you can see, we got someone walking away right now. They got a turkey in hand and a bag in hand. As like I said before, we kind of had a little bit of influx at the beginning. This thing started at 5. It's going for 3 hours. It's going to be from 5 to 8. So we'll see how many families we go. But just wanted to give you guys a little inside look. They got a guy back there playing the piano. You might be able to hear that actually. And they even have a little photo booth as well. So, and I believe right outside when I came in too, they had a taco truck. So lots of cool things going on here, guys. And once again, there's quite a few turkeys left I see over there. So hopefully, they'll get some more people in here, and I'm sure they'll provide these to homeless families as well. These will not go to waste, I can assure that. But hey, we're down here until 8 p.m. and we'll see how many more people come in. But this is a blessing for all the families that get to experience a little something from it. And as you can see, they're walking out with their meal. And this is a great thing, guys. Good thing for the community, and it's a great thing to see. Just like to see if we can get some more people out here to get involved. I definitely know there's a lot of veterans out here in my community, so maybe we got to do a better job at getting the word out. That's kind of why I'm here today. It's spread the word. All right. Well, here we go. We'll take another quick break. All right, friends and family. I got myself another guest, and we're going to have him introduce himself, tell us all about himself and what his involvement is here. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Anyways, I'm Brian Roberts from Voice of Our Youth. I'm CEO. Organization, we deal with veterans, and we deal with human trafficking, and we deal with homeless individuals, mothers with kids out there in the desert. We pull them out the desert, we put them to housing, we transit into homes so that they're normal. So, we do a big thing in 3 different counties, man.
Wow, that's amazing. And we do notice that we kind of see a lot of homeless on the rise, man. So definitely the more programs we can get out there, the better. And so what kind of led you to want to do that? And, it's a selfless act to want to, help others, that's for sure.
Well, I do what I do because when I was growing up, I was homeless at a young age, at the age of 11. I was alive on my own. That probably was the hardest thing I ever did because I was a bookworm. I was a nerd. I was an A student. And ran into some complications at the age of 11, and I was homeless. I raised myself. Put myself through college.
Wow.
But my dad and my mom, my brothers and sisters are all veterans. I come from a law enforcement background, but it's not just the veterans I help. I pretty much help anybody and everybody.
That's great.
But when it comes to my veterans, it's a little different. You guys are kind of special to me. And the reason why I said it, because I look up to the veterans, because I work with hundreds and hundreds of kids. And I feel like, as far as the veterans who just sitting around and just going, I feel that you guys can do more.
Oh, absolutely.
I feel like that you guys are the face of the community, and that you guys can help. shape the community if I could just get you guys involved. You know what I mean?
Man, you are nailing a lot of things that I talk about. I think the military can emulate a lot of great things, right? Like, because we all come from different backgrounds. We're all different religion, color, creed. But at the end of the day, we have a mission, and we know that regardless of who's left or right without them, we can't get that mission accomplished. And why can't we do that, right, and bring that into our communities and have people start working together versus against each other, man?
It's about that. Well, you know what's about it? In order to fix community, it takes community to fix it.
100%. Because what we're good at is complaining, right? We're not good at coming up with solutions, though, for our complaints.
Yes, sir.
But what we need to do is start coming up with solutions to our complaints, and we need to start stop putting our hands into other people, right? The government, people that their interest is somewhere else, right? But we gotta help each other out within our community, and Brony is good as our lowest person in our community, right? So I appreciate, man, that you're taking. There's not a lot of stories, right, that turn out successful. There's a lot of stories that turn out the wrong way. Your story could be a completely different way, but now you're taking your story and now you're an advocate, right? And you're trying to,
it goes deeper.
Bridge that gap a lot too, right?
So I'm sure you heard of Coachella.
Yes,
I'm
absolutely.
one of the executives. You know what I mean? So I've been there for a while. But what I do, I use entertainment and music to bring everybody together. Music is a universal language. Everyone understands that, no matter what language you speak. So what we do is that we use that tool to bring our veterans. We use that tool to bring our youth. We use that tool to bring everybody together. And when you can combine that, everyone speaks the same language. Have you ever been to a concert and everybody's vibing to the concert because everybody's on the same level?
Oh, right.
That's how it has to be in the community.
Yes.
That's coming from. So when I deal with my veterans, I expect my veterans. How do I explain this? So you guys bring something totally unique to our community. You bring structure. You bring discipline. But you know what? It goes to war. Now, your war is the same war as our kids go through every day. It's just a little different.
Right.
You know what I mean? They go through the gunshots. They go through the barracks. You know what I mean? The problem is that they're fighting the war here on our soil. But the veterans, you guys know how to fight the war. See, that's the difference. They're trying to learn how to fight a war and they're destroying everything. But we can get our veterans involved. I feel that by the veterans connecting with our community, we can overcome a lot of things. We can overcome a lot, but you guys have so much to bring to the table. I don't like to see my veterans sitting at a table just just not doing nothing. You're too valuable.
Right.
They're too valuable. So I became vice president of a veteran organization called Veterans Information Center. I became vice president, so I make sure that you guys have the breakfast. I make sure you guys have the groceries for all the veterans. But that's my incentive to say, hey, let's engage in this community. Your war as a retired vet is not over. We have a war here on our own grounds, and if you guys don't get involved, it's going to be a losing war. It's all about knowledge, man.
And that's true. Man, you're bringing up some great points. And as you can see, like when you come to these kind of events, you tend to see that you're missing something. The younger veterans, right? The guys that are just getting out, or even been out maybe 5 to 10 years.
Right.
I was one of them too, right? I disconnected for many times. We got to start trying to bring in everybody. We got leadership. We know how to lead, right? We do know how to act under duress and things like that.
Yes.
But we also know how to do it in a healthy manner, right, as well. So I think you're right. There's a lot of great things that we could veterans and the community could totally make a difference.
Big difference, man.
And it starts with the communities and work our way out, and then that just helps the state in the end, right? But we can't boil the ocean, but we can.
Exactly.
We can start here small, man, and we can take it from there. You know what I mean?
You know, it's man, you're so right. Anytime I talk about the veterans, I know all the veterans. I'm involved with all the organizations, and I'm not a veteran, but I make sure they're taken care of. This is my point. If I can take care of you, or help you take care of yourself, why can't you help me bring this community back? Isn't that what you guys fought for?
Oh yeah, man. You know what? It's a way to pay it forward, man,
Yes, sir.
right? You know what I mean? And you're bringing up some great points. And this is something that I've never even heard this perspective, right? I've thought a lot about it myself, but
I'm a little different.
and I love it, man, because you know why you're different. You've lived life.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? And you're a realist, bro. You've lived life, and I can always tell when someone's genuine. And not only have you don't just talk the talk, but you walk the walk.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Well, they all can tell you that.
I just see it. You know what I mean? I don't even need to ask anybody, man. I just this quick presence with you. I
I just want to tell you guys, this, even for our vets. So, our organization, Force Value, we partnered with the LA Sheriffs,
Great.
but we have a new program that fits for our veterans and everything. So we're very full aware that when you deal with a veteran, it's possible PTSD or any other reason. But they got to be handled a little different because they can kind of lose their mind a little bit.
0 to 60 is a little faster,
Exactly,
right?
but especially when they got their hand on the gun.
Right.
So we have a program called Streets to Streets. And what Streets to Streets does is that when an officer comes in contact either with a veteran or his family or any family that faced a traumatic experience, because PTSD is with anyone in it.
Right. It's not limited to just a veteran or anybody. Right.
Anyone had a bad experience,
Right.
right? Scarred, that's PTSD.
Sure.
But then we have it where the deputies now, instead of drawing the gun and you have an issue, they can call us and they can house you. Like say if a veteran, if he's in distress and he needs,
Just needs to
well, they have the power,
decompress.
they have, which our organization paid for, but they can put that veteran in the house. And once they put that veteran in the house, they call us and we make sure that veteran family has food, clothing, everything is taken care of. And then once I know that it's a veteran, I will contact other veteran agencies to hand them off to where he wants to go. One thing I did learn that veterans, 90% of the time want to be handled by veterans. You know, that's because
The trust level.
Yeah, it's a trust level.
Right.
I mean, unfortunately, I thank God that I've been able to have the same trust level as everyone else, but I'm only one person. But now that the sheriffs have the option to not just tell that veteran, go goodbye, because what he doesn't understand that when you cut that veteran loose, he's in distress already, so don't tell him what he's going to do.
Right.
So the best way to do is to get him off the street into an area where he can calm down and call us, and we'll call, for proper organizations get involved. So that would de-escalate a lot of issues that's going on in the community. But once again, I do it because I feel like you guys are the answer to what's going on the streets. I do. I don't know how to talk to the veterans. I talk to them all the time. But I'm telling you, if we want an answer, if we want to slow down what's going on in the streets with these young kids, we need boots on the ground. Not in other countries, we need boots on the ground in America.
100%, man.
We're losing our kids, man.
Yep, and you're absolutely right there. And you know, a lot of it too is with the economy, with the prices raising so high. You got these parents that got to go work. You used to have it where maybe the dad kind of went to work and the mom
Yes.
was able to stay home with the kids.
Yes.
Now both parents got to work, and some of them got to get more than one job.
That's right.
Right, and so these kids are now getting raised by the streets or by each other, and that's where we got to start intervening a little bit and
Right point. Yes.
kind of being present, right? And And there's an opportunity for like a guy like me, man. I'm
Absolutely.
100% disabled,
Absolutely.
right? And there's an opportunity for me to, be a part of it and do something, right? And I just need to try to figure out where do I fit. And
That's it.
That's where I think now I finally am starting to see like, man, I need to get involved, and I think that I can help a lot, right?
I want to share something because you said something that opens this conversation right.
Sure.
You may be disabled, but you're never disabled to teach something.
Right.
Understand coming from you. No matter what state of mind you are, you can always teach something. It's. I sit back and I deal with hundreds of kids and hundreds of families and hundreds of veterans. But we all got something in common. It doesn't matter if you're from the war. We all got our own personal wars we fight.
Oh,
against.
absolutely.
But we all got something in common. We're community. We're either a father, either a mother, we're something.
We all live in the same. Yeah, we pass each other on the streets.
Every day.
We might run into each other at the grocery stores.
But the point of what I'm trying to make is that we're all still human beings. It doesn't matter what color, shape, or form you are.
We're human.
You know what I mean? And that's your neighbor.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So,
You and I, man, we definitely are on the
I can
same
talk about this
wavelength.
forever, bro, but I'm just
No,
saying.
we're definitely on the same way.
I really appreciate the opportunity, but the vision I have, and I don't know a lot of the podcasts, but I'm well known for it.
Well, hey, man, and, if there's anything I can do, help, let me help you.
Well,
like you said, there's opportunity for veterans of my age to kind of get in there. I'm still young enough to where I can still do things. I don't let my disabilities define me.
yes, sir. Exactly.
You know what I mean? And
it shouldn't define you.
no, absolutely not, right? I mean, and I try to tell a lot of these guys out there, hey, let's not forget about all the guys that are sitting there in the homes, in their garages, just by themselves. So that's why we're trying to do podcasts and things like that, so we can start getting the word out there to everybody, man.
I want to share this to anybody who's listening, including yourself. Everyone is a leader in your own way. And everyone has a skill. And sometimes we got to find our skills.
Right.
But if you stop complaining about what's going on in the streets and do something, that means your voice. That means your podcast. This is a voice.
Right.
Okay.
This is an avenue
But
to.
what I'm about to say is, this is what the youth want to be heard.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't want to be ignored. That's why you have kids raising parents. You know what I mean?
Facts,
which
man.
should not happen. But
Nope.
that's because they want to be heard.
Right.
Kids know a role model when they see a role model. And excuse my French, but kids can read you. Youth can read you in a matter of seconds.
Oh, absolutely.
They are allergic to bullshit. You know what I mean? But what I am going to tell you is that you alone and anybody there who is listening, it is not hard to reach a kid. It's just called listening. Let them be heard. And when you let them be heard, I don't care who it is but our youth. It doesn't hurt to say hello.
Right.
That goes a long way, especially if I'm having a bad day and some stranger tells me hello. That breaks the whatever I'm thinking about. That I'm trying to do.
Hello, a simple hello could save a life.
It's powerful.
I mean,
Yes, it can.
I've heard of people saying, man, I
In the
was
military,
literally.
I'm sure you try hard that.
Yeah, I've heard of people saying, man, I was waiting for a sign. I was going to go home and shoot myself, and
Yes, sir.
someone said something to
And
me.
it changes the whole moment.
Yes,
Changes the whole moment. So
we got to be the lights in people's darkness, man. You know what I mean?
you don't gotta be. You are the light.
Yeah.
You know that's who you are.
Right.
It's just that some people don't know how to turn their light on,
Yeah.
and it's
Absolutely.
very simple. It's simple.
We all have it.
We all have a life, brother. And you know, even my veterans who sit in their bed and thinking life over. If you can open your eyes every day, brother, you can open your eyes every day. You got something to give.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, man, I appreciate this, man.
Absolutely. I appreciate you coming on, man, and thank you for all that you're doing. And let me, like I said, you got my card and stuff, man.
I appreciate you.
And I'm here too. You know, I got your 6. You know,
I like that word. Yes, I appreciate that. Well, on December 21st, here at this event, we normally have about 6,500 fans.
Wow.
So we have a big, huge Christmas event. We're giving away 10,000 toys.
Wow.
Now,
Okay,
the purpose of the toys is that we give the family not just one toy, but we give the family toys to put under the tree. During the
beautiful.
holidays season, that's where your stress and your loneliness comes in. By giving these toys to the family, we give them so they can put them on the tree so that we can decrease the time of the crime that's in the city, the home invasions, the robberies.
Yes.
The biggest pressure is not being able to take toys home to my kids. You know what I mean? So what we do is that when we have events just like this that 100% free, I invite all my veterans because I want to introduce my veterans to the community. And the only way to do it, man, is volunteering.
Yep.
There is no other way to do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you have something to give. I mean, so the holiday is not always about a gift. It's about the gift you give them of your person.
Sure.
And so, you know, I want to invite you guys out here on December 21st. Our website is voiceofouryouth.gov. Nope, I'm sorry. It's got my own website.
You know what? If you don't remember right now, you can always give it to me, and I'll
give
plug
it
it in here. Yeah,
plug it in.
sure,
But
put it in.
you need to say because we feed everybody.
That's outstanding.
If it's
You know what,
needs-
man? I'm glad that I got to sit here and talk to you.
Thank God.
Because
Same here.
this stuff isn't being heard enough. I've lived here all my life, man.
Well,
You know, I was born and raised here. I went off to the Marine Corps and I came back. But, you know, I don't get to hear a lot of these things. You know what I mean? And it's a shame because these are amazing things that you guys are doing. And we got to get people aware of what you guys are doing so we can get people to donate to your cause too, right? Because you don't, you know, as much as we love Santa, you can't sit there and make all these toys, man. You know what I mean?
right,
You
but,
know?
but also when people understand something, it's not always money. It's your time.
Yeah.
It's your experience and it's your love for people. That's what is the biggest gift that you can give anybody or any organization.
Man, you know what? Hang out with you long enough, man. Shit, man. And I tell you what, you're contagious, man.
No, brother, no, I'm just me, man.
You're a great dude, and man, you're what the damn community needs. You know, you're a tribe leader. You know what I mean? So,
I appreciate the time, man.
no, I appreciate you, and thank you again, man.
Absolutely, man.
And
It's a pleasure.
man, yeah, keep in touch with me, brother. You know what I mean?
I got your card, man. I will definitely stay in touch.
Absolutely.
And any volunteers out there, man, you know, please, man, please. But I will definitely stay in touch. And hold your word to that.
Yes, no, you do, man. Hold me to it, bro. Yeah, and like I said, I thank you again.
Absolutely.
And we'll see ya. And thank you guys. Hopefully get another one soon. All right. All right, friends and family, we got our next guest here. We got John Meyer. What's going on, man? Go ahead and just introduce yourself, talk about what you're doing, and talk about this great thing that we're going, that we're at here right now.
Well, I tell you what, tonight we gave away close to 100 turkeys, and then we gave another 60 turkeys to community-oriented businesses and nonprofits. So we finished our goal. Our goal was 150 turkeys with all the fixings, and that's what happened. Let me tell you something. I've been a long time on this earth. I'm an 83-year-old Army veteran, and I've been working with veterans in the community here since 2016. My good friend Steve Baker, who happened to run Grace Resources for 32 years, talked me into doing this. And when I first talked to him, I thought, okay, I just want to help these veterans that are out in the street. And so we've gone a little further. And
Yeah, I guess you never thought you would be where you're at today with it, huh? When you
Well,
first started.
I don't want to brag or anything, but this is intentional.
No, it's time to brag.
This is intentional. I've intentionally grown in the community. We specialize in senior veterans. The younger veterans have enough going on with the VFW, etc. But the senior veterans, the ones that don't get out and about, are ignored. So I'll tell you what, we specialize in senior veterans. So tonight we gave 60 meals to senior veterans. And these are nice big turkeys. They got mashed potato mix, they got stuffing mix, they got gravy mix. We got fruits, vegetables, you name it. So they walked out here with some wonderful things. And, I tell you, adopted at-risk veteran is very simple. When I decided what I was going to do, I chose that name, and I went to register it, and lo and behold, somebody already had adopted at-risk veteran. And I thought, so what am I going to do? So, being the way I am, I figured let's just add an A to adopt. So now we have it, adopt at-risk veteran. It's proud, it's registered, and I'm proud to say that we've done some wonderful things for veterans in the valley.
That's great. So besides great things like this, providing, meals for veterans like that, what are the type of things you do? I know you guys go visit them at their houses and stuff like that, kind of keep in touch with them.
Jeff Collins is a Marine veteran, and let me tell you about Marines, they get things done. Believe me. So Jeff Collins, I called him one day and I said, hey Jeff, I have this dream to form an organization where we'll visit veterans in hospitals and hospice, wherever they happen to be in their last years or final years. He said, I love it, let's do it. So we formed Adopt a At-Risk Veteran. That's what we're calling it, Adopt a At-Risk Veteran.
AARV, right?
AARV. And so to this date, we've done over 500 visits. Some are group visits where we have maybe 40 or 50. In fact, we go down to Sokovia Hospital, and there's groups down there. They call, I guess, the holdovers. They have operations or procedures done. They have a place to stay. They keep them there. We've gone down there and box lunches for 50 kids. We've done 80 barbecue. Play barbecue for 80 people down there. But we've also done some individual veterans. I've done so many, I can't even remember half of them. It's just, you get to be my age, I don't remember sometimes. I'll tell you what, I know where I'm going. When I leave this earth, I know that there's going to be a lot of happy veterans until I do. So that's what my pledge is to do everything I can to give veterans a better life, whatever it takes to do that. We also work with at-risk children. We have a project every Easter, and this is an amazing project. Last Easter, we gave out 600 Easter baskets that had a retail value of $35. We gave 300 to veterans and 300 to at-risk children. So it just so happens I have a volunteer called Yvette Lamar. Yvette Lamar has an organization called Christians for Christ organization. So every year, her and Ron is her husband, he owns Harley Davidson. They pick up the baskets we have for kids and they distribute them to where they need to go. Some of them are veterans' kids, but we don't take preference. Kids are kids, and if they need something, we make sure they get it. So that's one redeeming project that we have every year. We started with 200 baskets. We're up to 600 last year. Probably this next Easter we'll do 700. And guess who's running that? Jeff Collins. Jeff and his wife play Mr. and Mrs. Claus.
I love it.
They are amazing people in costumes. They will be at our Christmas party on December 12th, right here at Wayside Christian Church. It's a big hall, a lot of room, and I'm expecting 700 people. I hope that's how many show up. So Mr. and Mrs. Claus, Zadie's magic show for the kids. Although there's no sense in cutting short. I'll spend whatever it takes. But it's not me that's spending it. It's my local sponsors like Lancaster Honda, like all of our heating and air, like the city of Lancaster, the city of Florida, waste management. These are big numbers that they give me what I need. Why do they do that? Because they know that I do something that's done right. Affects the community. So.
And that's great to hear, John. These are things that we don't get to hear a lot of the times, in the community, is all the great things that some of the community companies are doing to try to help as well. You just spit off a good handful of them, and so it is great and refreshing to hear that. It's not just the community, but it's also a lot of the companies in the community as well.
That's exactly it. It takes a community to get anything done. If you think you can do it yourself, you only fool yourself.
Right.
It doesn't work that way. You have support. I've just been individual, but I'll tell you what, I have great guys like Brian Root here, a veteran, doing a wonderful thing, and we're joining forces. Brian's going to be doing these remotes at any event we have. Veterans know what we're doing. We want them to be available to come down and have a good time and benefit from what we do.
And 100%, and even for the ones that maybe don't want to go home, this is an opportunity to kind of bring it into their living rooms and kind of see the things that are out there. Maybe that will inspire them to start coming out there, just sitting down with the couple of people that I've gotten to sit down with today so far, you guys shed a lot of light on things that I haven't, heard of or even seen. So if I don't know, and I was born and raised here in the Valley, so if I don't know, I'm sure there's a lot of other people out there that don't know as well. So it's great to, finally sit down with you, John, and talk about
let me just say, let me
AARP
just let you guys know something that happened. This is an amazing thing. I was so honored when I got a call from the woodshop teacher, Matt Anderson, at Joe Walker Middle School. He said, John, I've been recommended to talk to you. He said, my kids in my woodshop class are making these beautiful hardwood pens, and they decided they want to give them to veterans. And they would like you to handle that. I was flabbergasted. At the same time, I was honored to do that. So far I've given out 100 pens. We gave out 40 tonight. I ran out because we gave out some of another pens. But I'll be giving out 100 pens a month.
Wow.
To veterans. And the veterans says on the pen it says, thank you for your service. And I'll tell you what, any veteran that hasn't gotten a pen, get a hold of me and we'll make sure you get one.
And how neat is that too, these are students that are making these pens, and it's kind of given them a appreciation, I think, too, for veterans, which I think that's a huge thing that's starting to lack is the lack of knowledge toward veterans and the things that they do, especially towards the younger generations. So a program like this is a great way to open up that, that conversation or that communication between veterans and the kids.
But the amazing thing is, these are 13 and 14-year-old kids. Where do they get the idea to even do that? I mean, they must have veterans and their fathers and mothers. But I've been questioning that. How in the world did they ever decide to do that? And I'm so honored that they did it with me. So
right, because I think that sometimes us as veterans, we tend to think that a lot of people out there forget about us or aren't thinking about us. So you're right. It's kind of refreshing to hear that kids of that age are thinking about veterans.
Well, let me tell you what the next step is. And you're going to love this one. I've already contacted Highland High School, ROTC, the colonel there. I talked to him. They're forming a club that's going to be the Visit a Veteran Club, and they are going to present the pens to veterans.
Wow. That's
Okay?
outstanding.
So it's pens by kids, pens presented by kids. And the opportunity there, everybody I've talked to, the organizations, just got off with VFW, talking to them today about it. They can't wait. They said, this is wonderful. We like that. We love something like that. And so, you know, it gives the kids a chance to either adopt the veteran or the veteran can adopt them. I asked myself, okay, where are these kids in ROTC going when they graduate? Well, they're going to join the service. So when they get out, who are they going to go to? They're going to go to their buddies that they adopted. So what does that do for VFW? It gives them a guaranteed following, and they won't have to worry about having members, finding members. They'll be able to have a good, strong organization. So some of these organizations are taking people in that aren't veterans, that are honorable veterans. Well, what the hell is an honorable veteran? You know, a veteran is either a veteran. I don't know any other one, but, you know, maybe that will, what I'm doing will make a difference. I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah, well, you know, there needs to be some kind of a bridging the gap with a lot of these organizations. I think, you know, a lot of them are lacking the younger generation, the guys that are just getting out, because I think, like you kind of hit it on earlier, is a lot of the younger generation, they tend to be kind of focused on getting a job, you know, trying to maintain. A lot of them are just starting to have families for the first time as well. So I know that was my case when I, you know, first got out. I was very busy with trying to, you know, get a job, have kids, all that stuff. But I think that if we can start getting, you know, everybody involved as early as we can, we could probably do a lot more help, even for the veterans themselves, because I think a lot of us, where we start to get ourselves in trouble with mental health and stuff, is that we don't reach out to our community, the ones that we actually served with and stuff before.
Well, my dream is that these young kids, we can meld them with the veteran community by doing events where they are jointly involved. That could make a big difference in a child's life, number one. And it could make a big difference in a veteran's life, too.
100%.
You know,
Give them a purpose.
I have one story that I just relate here very quickly. We had a caregiver call me and say, John, we have a veteran. He's a Navy veteran. He's got stage 4 cancer. He won't talk to anybody. He's come to the point where he won't even talk to his daughter, who he lives with. He won't talk to me. She said, can you come and visit this guy? Can you do a visit? And Jeff went over there, Jeff Collins, and took Leroy. Leroy's one of our best volunteers, a great guy, a Navy veteran. They went over to see this guy. They presented him with gifts. They talked to him man to man. And you know what? His daughter called me 2 weeks later and she says, John, I can't stop him from talking now. He wants to tell me all about his service. So he passed away recently. So, but we made a difference in his life, and that's our motto. Our motto at AARV is make a difference today in someone's life. So if we can do that, it doesn't have to be a veteran, it doesn't have to be a kid, it could be anybody. If we can do that, then I've done what the Lord wants me to do. That's the way it is.
Love it, man. And so, you know, do you have some big visions for AARV? What's your guys' future goal in doing with AARV?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm working on right now. I'm working on a project that will bring kids together with veterans. It's called Battle of the Bots. We have a lot of kids in the Antelope Valley here who, in high school, have clubs where they build automated things. And
right.
Okay, so I've talked to a few of them. I've already made some connections. I would like to do one of the biggest programs that's ever been done in the Antelope Valley for kids and veterans. the same time, the funds that are brought in would go strictly to helping the community. So if I could pull this one off, and I'm working on it, I've got some people interested. It would be somewhere in August, maybe September, and it'll be at the fairgrounds. And we'll use 2 buildings, and we're going to have a science fair on Saturday and a competition for gamers on Saturday. On Sunday, it'll be the final for the competition for gamers, and then it'll be the Battle of the Boss. I don't know if anybody's ever seen Battle of the Boss.
Oh yeah,
It's Destruction Derby.
it's a lot of fun, man. I think it's fun for all
Yeah.
parties.
So I've already got a commitment, kind of, from Pepsi-Cola. I'm working on that, using them to do it. And Barry White, a good friend of mine, he owns Carpeteria in town here. He's not a veteran, but he loves veterans, and he's been so helpful. He said he's going to work on getting it televised. So, you know, it may not even happen, but, you know, if you don't make the effort, nothing will happen. So we're going to give it a shot.
Yeah, you don't know until you try, right? And you know, you can't get a yes or a no if you don't even try it. So,
Exactly.
you know, John, the short time that I've got to know you, man, I know that the sky's the limit for you. Anything that you can do to help out the veteran community, I know you're all in. And I'm glad that we've been able to, you know, join forces and kind of get to meet each other. And hopefully I can make a difference,
Well,
even close to the impact that you've made in this community. But
let me throw in one more thing. You're going to love this one. Barry White and I. Barry was driving down the street here in Lancaster last month, and he saw this man in a wheelchair with one leg pushing it backwards down the street, and it was hot. And Barry pulled over, went to the guy, and he says, "Is this the only way you have to get around?" The guy says, "I'm homeless." And he says, "What else?" He says, "I've got nothing else." And Barry said, "Well, if I can get you an electric wheelchair, you accept it." The guy looked at him and he said, "Is this a joke?" And Barry said, "No, I'm serious." So Barry left the guy, called me, and said, "John, can you get me a wheelchair?" I went on Facebook and did one post. I'll tell you what, the wheelchairs are just flying in. My commitment to Barry is you fix them, I'll pay for it, and they're free to veterans and the public. So we got that guy a chair, and it made a difference in his life, I guarantee you that. But, you know, just recently, Barry had breakfast at Bonnie's Restaurant, and everybody knows Bonnie's Restaurant in town here. It's a pretty good place to eat. He was eating, and one of the waitresses came up and said, "Hey Barry," he said, "I saw you on Facebook." He said, "Oh, John did that." And he said, and you know, we were doing that project. "Did you like it?" And she said, "Oh yeah, but I have a daughter that needs a chair." And Barry said, "Well, tell me about it." She said, "I have an 18-year-old daughter that lost a leg to cancer, and to get to school at ABC, she goes 1.5 miles in a regular wheelchair." And she says, "Oh man," she says, "I hate to see it, but I have to work and I can't take her." So that's how she gets there. She had a wheelchair the next day.
that's outstanding.
Let me tell you, Barry called me up and he said, "John," he says, "now I know what it is when you say make a difference today in someone's life." He said, "I just did it." He said, "I love it. Let's expand this product and this project." So Monday, we gave 3 chairs to veterans. So we're moving ahead, and we have a lot of people. One of the guys that are really is amazing is the captain of the sheriff's station here in Lancaster, Bartlett. He called me up and he said, "I have a veteran that really needs a chair. Can you help him?" And I said, "We can." And we did. And he said, "You know, I've got some others that are going to need chairs." And I said, "Well, Paul, what are you doing? What are you doing helping these people?" He said, "John, I have to do it." He says, "I like doing it." He said, "Most of them just got out of prison and they have to register and what they have to do." He says, "If I can help them, I will." So, you know, we got some real support. People like him believe me. And once we get this project going, I can see giving 20 or 30 chairs a month.
That's good. And you guys are definitely making a difference in this community. And I appreciate your support to the community and also your service to our country. Thank you so much, John. And is there anything else you want to share real quick before we head out, man?
You know, I like to talk, so I could tell you some stories about some of the veterans we visited. Maybe we'll do that at another time.
Yeah, and maybe hopefully one of these days we can kind of bring this into someone's home and have a little talk with them. You know what I mean? I know not everybody likes to get behind the camera, but maybe we can work something out. But once again, man, I appreciate you coming on and thank you for all that you do for us. And there we go.
Hey, let me just say one more thing. Just one more thing. You veterans out there that are sitting on your butts wondering what you're going to do the day, we can sure use some help. So, you know, if you want to get a hold of me, just call me at 661-208. So it's 63. You can text me. I'll talk to you if I answer the phone. And we sure can use you. In fact, tonight at this event here, this turkey giveaway, we got 3 people who have volunteered already. So, to do these programs, it takes people, and I think Brian can attest to me some of the
100%. I got the chance to meet a couple of them, and I'm sure I haven't got a chance to meet everybody. But you know, there's a lot of people out here that care about their community, and they're out here to try to make a difference. And that's what, you know, I think that's the biggest important thing. You hear a lot of people complain about the place that they live. Well, you know, it's funny, they could actually make a difference in the place they live. They just got to go get involved, right? So, and I think that Van brought up a pretty good point. The last guy that we had on, he talked about how instrumental, you know, veterans can be to the community because of all the training that we've had during our time. So, you know, it was very interesting, but John, once again, thank you so much for coming on, man.
Okay.
And thank you for all that you do for our community.
That's what it's about. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. We got another guest with us. Let us know who you are. Tell us, you know, what you're doing and, you know, all that good stuff.
All right, my name is Carol Fox, and I am a retired teacher / entertainer.
I love that.
Yeah, before COVID, I did performances at the House of Blues, Mandalay Bay Resort in Las Vegas.
Wow, look
I
at
do
you.
the Black Classics, Lena Horne, Billie Holiday, those types of soulful classics.
So what brings you here
Marine
today?
Corps life vet.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
Semper Fi.
hoorah, yes.
All right. Well, hey. Now we're even closer friends now.
Absolutely.
I'm a Marine as well. So,
Absolutely.
tell us what brings you here today, and you know,
What I got going on.
yeah, let's hear all about that.
Well, I was invited by John. I met John at another event for vets, and I actually did a Christmas event. One of the things I'm known for is National Anthem. I do it Whitney Houston song. And I love it. It's my
My gosh.
favorite song.
So when do I get to hear this rendition? Where's the next place that you're going to be performing?
Oh, honey, don't make me break out right now. I will break out.
She's like, put a mic in front of me.
There is
Let it
no
out.
shame in my game. I love that national anthem.
Well,
I love the story behind it. A lot of people don't know the story behind the national.
That's very true. A lot of people don't know history much anymore at all.
Exactly.
You know, that's where we're starting to feel at.
Now that brings me to why I'm here. One of the things that I'm doing, I'm a retired teacher. I have a background in psychology. One of the things I'm very passionate about, I started a nonprofit organization called Mama Bears of America.
Right. So what does Mama Bear of America do?
We protect babies.
I love that. We need that.
We need to protect children. One of the things that we're doing, we're really focused on right now is literacy. As a teacher, I got to see just how far behind our children are in California. It's a problem nationwide.
Yeah.
But California, of course, me being here, I got to see that firsthand. And after COVID, it really took a dive. Our children can't read or write at the right level. And so so what I'm working on building is a platform. We want to make it like a video game so that it'll be
A
fun.
little interesting form, right?
It'll be
Let's talk their language, huh?
Yeah, it'll be a digital platform using AI that can actually determine how the child learns. And we'll take them K through 12, learning the phonetic sounds of all the letters in their combinations so that we can get them up to speed with their reading. So one of the things, I don't know how many of you out there have ever been involved in the music industry. So most of us artists are broke. We're starving if that's what we try to rely on, unless you're Beyonce or, somebody like that, Lady Gaga, where they're selling millions of copies. We make pennies on the dollar with our music. Well,
Especially now, I imagine
Especially
even more so.
yeah. So, something wonderful happened this season. I have recorded a Christmas album, a smooth jazz Christmas album, with a song that Disney was interested in. It's called Can't Wait Till You Get Home. And it's aimed at military families serving overseas. And they've got family members at home sitting by the Christmas tree and waiting for them to come home. It's a beautiful song. Disney was interested in it, but it's on my album.
Did you write this song, or did someone write it for you?
Yes. It's a beautiful song. It was produced, but one of my producers was able to capture my Christmas album, and we have it now available digitally. So people can actually go and download my album on their phone, their tablet, their computer, and enjoy it for the holidays. And so now that we're able to do, we can control the music. So now we can actually fundraise with that Christmas album. And so that's what we're doing. CarolFoxChristmas.com.
There it is.
There it is.
CarolFoxChristmas.com. I'll have to make sure I put that in the description of this video before we go.
There we go. Promo code FOX.
That's outstanding. Well, that's great because our youth are lacking, I think, their parents at home, right? Because the parents got to work.
Yeah. Well, they trust
then-
the schools, right?
To raise their kids, or
But I can tell you firsthand, almost no teacher is at the board actually giving instructions. We're wardens in the classroom trying to keep them from killing each other and getting each other pregnant. That's what's going on in the class. Middle school on up. And so you have students who want to learn, but there's so much disruption going on in the classroom. And they know that the teachers don't have authority. So the kids, it's like,
they're ruling the school.
the insane asylum, the patients are running the asylum. That's what's going on. And let me tell you the scary thing about it. These children are headed for a yellow brick road of disaster. Because if they can't read, how can they get a trade? How can they go to college? How can they do anything to better themselves? We already know where this road, a yellow brick road leads. It leads to crime, drug addiction, homelessness. Their future, is very dim if they can't read.
And we're even running into more of a problem with the world turning so much into technology,
Yeah.
AI, all these
Yeah.
things, right? So jobs are starting to diminish, and especially for the youth, those jobs, those minimum wage jobs where you used to be able to go to McDonald's or somewhere and go, make a little $5.15 an hour.
Oh yeah,
You
because
know,
now
they're
you've
like
got
$21 now.
people with families working at McDonald's. But I'll tell you what, though, what's beautiful about being in America is that we are always resourceful and we're innovators. We know where the tech industries are, the future jobs, where they're going to be available, and I'll give you a little secret. It's in a state called Texas. Texas is the fastest growing state in the entire United States. They're going to pass California because of their tax, their taxes are lower. People can actually afford home.
They're giving their people a chance, right?
Right.
They're actually able to use their money.
They can live.
They can live, right? Because
They
you're in
can-
California, man.
We're taxed over here.
your dollar's taxed 20,000 times. I mean, as soon
Look at what
you
the
get-
governor, he just did another gas tax to raise our, gas prices again. So, I
and stop
believe-
voting yes for
Will you
everything.
knock it off? No, on everything except 36 to the
Right, you know-
crime again.
Yeah, there's certain things
We
that
got
you
that
got to
one.
really watch out because they paint this beautiful picture or put lipstick on a pig, so to speak.
Right.
And then people are like, "Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing!" But go look and see what they've done in the past with your money or anything,
And
right?
they always name it the opposite of what it is. Okay? That's your ticket.
They dupe us because
I
they know
will tell
people
you.
aren't. They won't do the research.
Listen, you remember back in the day, those of us who actually got to study history were went nuts. They said go west, young man. I'm saying go Midwest, young man. Go to Texas because Texas, Tennessee. You look at the
Go south.
companies, yes, that's where they're going. They're moving out of California. Go look at the last election where they can see where people are shifting. Electoral votes are going to change in the next 6 years because of the migration of people out of blue states.
That Cal exit is happening
Yeah,
because
New York, California, Oregon, Washington, a lot of people, because they cannot make it, and especially our youth, these teenagers coming out of high school that are going to be entering the workforce, that's where the opportunity is going to be for them. It's no longer in California.
no, and that's 100% correct. And anymore in California, you're either going to be a rich person or a broke person.
That's it.
You know, and the middle
migrant
class.
where they're going to give you everything, and you can commit crimes, you can do all of that stuff. But if you're a working family, like tonight we were giving out turkeys, I can't tell you what a blessing that is to give out a little
gosh.
bit of, fixings and a turkey because, you go in Walmart.
We're
you
talking
get
about
one bag.
$100 savings at
Heck
least
yeah.
at the very minimum.
They get one bag, it's $100, and you got families out here with children, they can't make it, and nobody's listening.
No, and you're making a really great point. There's a lot of big chains, food chains that are starting to leave here too because they got to start paying their employees $21 an hour. And, they just can't even afford it. Right.
Restaurants, one after another, we're watching it, crumble right before our eyes. So that's what I'm going to be advocating for. I know where the future jobs are going to be, and I'm pointing the direction like Harriet Tubman. Go this way.
Right.
Have a future, you got to get out of California. Right now, anyway. That's just the way it is.
Yep, and
Under our current
we got to start really getting to our kids, not by a screen,
Right.
but we got to start putting hands on them,
Yeah.
right, and reaching in and touching
And
them,
they're hungry.
right, 100%.
They're hungry for it.
Kids seek attention. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but they seek it. You know what I
I'm going
mean?
to tell you something that God, let's take the dating scene, right? It's a catastrophe
Yeah.
because people are trying to connect digitally and, and they get together and they wonder why these things don't work out. It's because God did something that no man can imitate. And that is that when you get in the presence of another human being and you look them in the eye and you speak to them, there is something that God gave us to where we can
Connect.
Yes, and that energy, the synergy that we have when we come together. That's why it was so devastating during COVID. Suicides, alcoholism, all that kind of lockdowns where we were being kept apart. And it really devastated young girls. We definitely need connection with one another. And we got to get back to human being and connection before Elon Musk creates all the robots.
Some of those are a little scary, gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You bring up some great points, and I think it's huge. Like, and for people out there watching, it's important that we start at a community level. We can make an impact in our own communities. It's really, and then other communities start seeing what you're doing, and they're like, I want to be like that community.
Yeah. Especially if it's
I don't like this community
Yeah.
anymore. Let's how do we bring this to our community?
People are looking for answers.
Right.
And if we've got something, this last election, if it didn't teach us anything, it taught us that people gravitate to common sense.
Sure.
Okay? And that's what happened with this mandate in America. People voted for common sense.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not complicated because when we bring it right back down to a fundamental human and common sense, that's when we can move forward and just, you know, block out all the nonsense and
I would. This last election, I think, gave me a little bit more hope to feel that the country is starting to be together.
yes.
I felt like we were really starting to get so divided. It was almost 50-50. At least
I'm doing the Trump dance.
unless the media always, yeah, right.
It's either this or this, whichever rendition.
Everybody was doing that, the football dances, but you could just see, yeah, I mean, people are obviously at a level where what was going on was tearing us.
Insane.
And we were allowing it to happen so much that I hope that this time around we can find unity. And we can realize that we actually love each other and we all have so much more in common at the end of the day as humans, not as a race, not as a religion, but just as human beings. And
We all want the same thing.
yeah, we want you don't want to have a good place for your kids to grow up. You know,
granddaughters around here.
right? You don't want them to have a great place to live. It's our responsibility. Every generation.
Good husbands.
I feel like
And be able to have a home.
every generation, it's our responsibility. It's generational responsibility to
Pass down the cloth.
give the next generation a better chance. Give them something to have hope for and build upon.
That's it.
And so that way they can pass that down. And gosh dang, the amount of education, the amount of access that we have to everything, gosh, it would be foolish for us to let things slip.
Oh, we can do it Elon Musk, right? We're going to the moon. We can go so far together.
100%.
And you're right. I do feel that there is this sense of unity, you know, tempered with, you know, wisdom, because we know that there's going to be opposition. We know that it's not going to be easy. But I think that we're pissed off enough to fight. We're pissed off enough to stand up and say, I'm not doing this. And there's enough of us. And I think that was another thing that happened after this election, because we were all like freaking out that night of the election. We were like afraid to go to sleep. Don't even close an eye because they might pull something. And, you know, it's looking good. And then all of a sudden, you know, it's all shot to hell. But I think after it was all said and done, we were like, he won. He really won. We're really going to see something change. We're really going to have hope for something to be better in America, right? So what happens is, yes, we know that there was a mandate. The majority of Americans agree on a whole bunch of stuff. You know, go down the list. But we still have a lot of people who are angry, who are disillusioned, who are losing their damn minds, okay? And so when we look at them, we almost have to look at them like a child having a tantrum. Let them fall out. Just go ahead. You know why? Because at the end of the day, when you wear themselves out and you see that they still breathing, you're going to be all right.
They're going to fall in place.
Get somewhere and sit down. Yeah, because things are going to get better for them. And then, you know, for some people, the derangement is so bad, it ain't no hope for them. But again, what we did learn is they are the minority. Why are we allowing 1% of the country to rule the other 99? And I think that we didn't really know that for a fact until after this election. And now we're like, look at this map. It's all red.
It's crazy, and you
All
know,
these counties are red.
we the people have to keep the keys in our hands.
We gotta do it.
We cannot allow others to drive our.
You know what happened?
cars.
You know what happened? Here's the thing about conservatives. We don't want to be bothered, okay? We want to live our lives. We don't want the government telling us what to do. We pretty much just want to be left alone to live our lives. And so what happened was we got comfortable. And we was like, oh, you know, just whatever with politics. And next thing you know, the patients was running the asylum, and then all of a sudden we woke up and all of this insanity was going on, and they poked the bear so much that we rose up. We rose up. But now we know we can't let the kids manage the household. We can never let that happen.
No, because
We already know
everything.
what they're gonna do.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you know, at the end of the day, it's so expensive for families to go out and shop for their food now. You know, families can't even be families anymore.
They can't go to a movie. They can't go out to
You
eat.
almost got to take a loan out to go to do anything, right? I mean, I got a pretty big family. You know, my wife and I, we had 6, so going to anywhere was
A big old
like
event.
we're gonna have to do like one with you. We're going to somewhere. We'll do one with you.
It's a
somewhere.
major decision got to be made. You got to
Yeah.
figure out the bills and then see what you can do. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's rough, and then we wonder why things are turning out the way they are,
Yeah.
right? And we got to start giving our youth a chance, and for them to feel like there's hope. Because if they feel hopeless, we're in for a scary ride.
Oh, we already saw that, right?
Because I mean, when kids are bored,
Well, one encouraging thing is that we found out that the Gen Zers are more conservative than the people 60 plus. 60 plusers, I don't know what kind of dementia they got, but
they watch
the Gen
too much
Zers
CNN, maybe.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know.
I don't know what their problem is. But the Gen Zers are conservative. Thank you, sweetheart.
All right.
They're conservative. They voted for Trump, especially the young men, right? They want to be able, and that's what they were saying when they interviewed these young men. They said, look, we want to be able to buy a house. We want to be able to invest. We want to be able to get married and have a family someday. We can't do that right now in this environment, in this economy. We can't do it. So yeah, we're all really hopeful right now that we can turn this shit.
Yeah, and you know what? We as people have a responsibility to our own community. We can't expect for others to fix everything. We have our own responsibility too. When we live inside a community, we owe it to each other too to kind of, you know, help where we need to help. If you're going to complain about something, have a solution.
Right.
You know, let's not just complain about
Pick
the
up a
damn thing. You know, if you don't like the lease over there, go
Pick up a hammer. You can put a few nails in the board. Yeah.
You know, and gosh dang. Well, you know, I've really enjoyed this time. I feel like I should start a show with you now. You would be a great co-host. Here, let me get this camera right. Gosh darn. We talk too much with our hands, so we start throwing it into all this. We start. But I thank you so much for coming on
Thank you so
and
much.
talking about all this stuff. There's a lot of great dialogue that we had, and you know, it's great to see people out there that care enough about the community to be selfless enough to put into their community. And you're one of those people, and you know what? You have just a great smile to yourself, a great aura. You're a perfect person for the community. Thank you for all you do. So, nice to meet you as well. Thank you so much. Absolutely. All right, friends and fam. All right, friends and fam. Well, that just about wraps it up here. We're going to go ahead and start breaking things down. But it was quite awesome to get the opportunity to sit down with some of the veterans that came through here and some of the people that are responsible for taking care of the community. I myself am going to try to find a way to get myself more involved. You know, being out here definitely raises an eye to a lot of things, and you know, some of the people that I've had on really brought some important issues up, and you know, actually made some bells ring for me. So I'm going to definitely think about how can we bridge this gap better between us and the rest of the community. And you guys are going to be seeing a lot more of these remote type of events I do believe the next one that's going to be coming up here is in the second week of December. That's where we're going to have all the kids running around, so it might be really crazy around here. But nevertheless, we're going to be here to support and try to get more involved with the community and start helping out with some of the youth that I think, a lot of them are struggling because both parents are not in the home anymore. So, hey, I'm going to try to do my thing. And, this also goes out there for all my fellow veterans out there. If you feel like you don't have nothing to live for anymore, you don't have nothing to do, hey, man, go reach out to your local nonprofits out there. See if they need someone who needs some help. And see what faucet can you help. Maybe you can be an advocate. Maybe there's so much training that we have received as veterans. It's a shame that we, just to keep that education, that knowledge to ourselves. Let's share it with some of these younger kids that are, having troubles and getting themselves into trouble. And hey, they're going to be our future, so we got to start helping out our future to give us, everybody a better chance. But anyhow, hey, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, and you know how we say on Every Day's a Saturday, don't let the day kick your ass, make sure you have to kick the day's ass. Until next time, we'll see you guys.